Hello everyone and welcome back to another Rerolling One's battle report. My name is Nathan from the Great Book of Grudges. I've been asked by Jack to read out the lore for one of his armies, so without further ado, let's begin. Cordell knelt at the gore warding, edged around the perimeter of his camp. Hulking blood warriors and skull reapers stood behind him as he completed another grisly ritual. The blood of 8 victims ignited at Cordell's command, encircling his tribe in crimson fire and offering protection from enemies that stalked the waste of Akshi each night. Though eager for slaughter, the Skulltaker's tribe needed ample time to prepare their forced march ahead. Their plan was simple: surge up the slopes of the Ember Vault and trample over everything in between. Though Cordell boasted he would add the skulls of several worthy adversaries to his collection, grinding them underfoot into bloody dust was a more familiar tactic. The assault would require Cordell and his forces to be at full strength, so they dispersed to their tents as the light of Hish waned in the etheric void. Alone in his quarters, Cordell prepared his weapons, dabbing them red while reciting a prayer to the blood god. Chanting with zeal, each crude word sounded like a bludgeoning. He could feel heat rising as the demons bound within his blades gnashed and seethed. Believing the gaze of his god was upon him, Cordell uttered the last of his dread rites. He was met with a soul-sworn chill, interrupted by an utterly fiendish voice. "You know not the words." Cordell twisted around with his axe and swung at nothing but empty darkness. His tent was consumed by living and speaking unnatural shadow. Cordell challenged the trickery before him, veins hot and mouth frothing. "Reveal yourself and face my blade. I will bless my conquest with your skull." The voice mocked Cordell with a sinister calm. "Your tribute means nothing to the brass god. You are unworthy. Throw yourself against your enemies and perish among the countless. Your blood will run and be forgotten in the great ages of slaughter." Cordell lashed out, swinging wildly at the dark laughter that surrounded him. His axe met an immaterial blade that flashed from the shadows with a heavy clang. Cordell's mighty blow was parried effortlessly as the demon prince Be'lakor strode out from the black. Cordell took a step back at the sight of his terrifying opponent. The priest could muster no counterattack, paralyzed by preternatural horror or some infernal bindings. Cordell knew his martial god would smite him for cowardice, and yet he was forced to submit. The demon ingested Cordell's fear before offering him respite. "My darkness is impenetrable. Your god cannot see you cower. Bow to me, and I will lead you into the God King's vault. I will gift you with legacy. Deny me, and face the blood god's retribution." Even at a whisper, the demon's voice was a choir of serpents, anathema to reality as it enfeebled Cordell's mind. Left without choice, he agreed to the prince's dark pact, and with that, the shadow had vanished. Help, they're forcing me to record Age of Sigmar lore. Nah, I'm just kidding. A big thank you to Jack for asking me to be a part of this. Honestly, this was super fun to record. If you're watching this report and are not yet subscribed to Rerolling Ones, I suggest you do so. This is my go-to channel for Warhammer Age of Sigmar reports. And if you're interested in Warhammer fantasy, whether it is lore, video games such as Total War Warhammer, whom I'm a partnered creator with, or 8th edition battle reports in glorious square bases coming back very soon, might I suggest giving my channel, The Great Book of Grudges, a little look over. We post on a daily basis on a variety of topics. But with that, my friends, please enjoy the rest of this video.
G'day folks, it's Michael from Doom and Darkness, and Mark Doop from Rerolling Ones has asked me to introduce you to a little bit of lore. So without any further ado, let's go with the Usurper. Scrying deep into the Ember Vault, Morspark the Singe unplugged himself from another warp tech vision. The future he saw, a triumphant Verminlord melded with humming demon machinery, was undoubtedly his ascension. Not alone in his ambition, many coveted the Storm Vault's power, and any attempt to claim it would be costly. Thus Morspark knew he must manipulate his brutish liege into another campaign if he was to assume control over the Vault's power. It was a challenging game, for while Lord Malek lacked cunning, his instincts were renowned amongst the Skaven of Akshi. Realm of Fire, that is. Even in the sulphuric fumes of his lair, Malek could smell lies. Those that attempted to betray him were summarily stamped under the malformed bulk of his Molder pet. Morspark always avoided such a fate by speaking half-truths. He rehearsed his charade, preparing to mislead the Claw Lord into believing he was the Ascended One from Morspark's vision. If convinced, Malek's hubris would take hold, inadvertently rallying untold hordes of vermin to the Warlock's cause. He twitched at the thought of further schemes of sending the Claw Lord to meet several poetically gruesome demises. Morspark performed. "Oh, mighty Claw Lord, yes, yes, I bring warped tidings from the future. In the depths of the God Thing's burrow I witnessed superior Skaven rise to glory as mighty Verminlord." Morspark paused. He was interrupted by a faint scratching nearby. The Warlock felt uneasy, for if someone was listening, he feared they would surely report to Malek. Succumbing to paranoia, or diligence as he saw it, Morspark took action to conceal his plans. "Stormgrunts! Enter my chambers, quick, he barked. 2 lumpen Skaven huddled into Morspark's warren. They were mutants of some kind, muscled and obedient, but Morspark could take no chances. He unwound some sooty cables and handed each Stormgrunt a galvanizing rod. Unsure why they had been given such a strange new task, Morspark encouraged them. "Take this, yes, charge you with more warp power." Morspark skidded over to a nearby control panel and began again. "You are no longer servants of Morspark the Singe. You are now champions of Clan Scryer." And with that, he threw a lever, sending coruscating energy through the rods. Warp lightning hissed and ate away at the pair of Skaven mutants until all that remained were charred bones. As the smoke and smell of burnt fur cleared, several of Malek's storm vermin burst into the warren. The largest of them spoke. "Lord Warlock, here, what has happened? Loud noises we hear." Morspark replied in a panicked and frenzied tone. "Storm grunts took hold of warp conductors. Zapped by most deadly voltage." The storm vermin spat as he brought the account. "Foolish warp slaves. More find themselves dead. Clan Merc lied again. Sold us more stupid slaves." The storm vermin shook his head in frustration and beckoned Morspark to follow. "Come, Lord Warlock. Claw Lord Malek must know of this treachery." Morspark twitched. Yes, I have much to tell him." Alright folks, so that was a pretty cool story, and you know the old saying from O.J. Simpson, if the shoe don't fit, then you're full of shit. So can't wait to see what these guys are going to come up with, and that's me, Doom and Darkness. I'll see you all soon.
Lord Infernus spoke under heated breath. "You're already damned," he fumed, addressing the Hammerhallion assemblage before him. There was no reaction. The gathering of council members, collegiate headmasters, trade nobility, and free guild generals had not given Infernus Flame Warden what he wanted. There would be no great host to defend the Ember Vault. Infernus persisted, setting his fingertips ablaze. "Whatever is unearthed from the depths of that mountain will be brought to bear against Hammerhall. If we do not act, the fighting will take place here, at the gates of your city." Jealous Ossuary, an attending mercenary captain, reaffirmed his position. "Then we'll be waiting." Infernus glared at the captain. Jealous could feel the Stormcast's gaze. It burned. He leaned back and placed his clockwork leg up on the table for all to see before continuing. "My contract is clear. 2 companies to the walls and 1 to the watch. My troops don't leave these gates." After a pause, a headmaster honored Lord Volcanum by standing when she spoke. "The Collegiate takes great interest in the relics of our God King, but the matter must wait until we have sent a delegation to ascertain its importance." Infernus treated them equally, with disdain. Looking to the headmaster and then to the mercenary. "Bureaucrats! Cowards! The powers within the vault will come for you, unless we keep it shut." The stalemate caused Infernus to ignite the air around him, barely controlling the furious magics within him. Jealous spoke again. "I suggest you hire some mercenaries." Infernus scoffed and followed the captain's suggestion. He turned to the Master of Riches. "Can the council provide the means to hire a mercenary army as proposed?" The Master of Riches replied, scowling at Jealous from across the chamber. "I'm afraid not. We're curiously spending more than allotted on mercenary forces. Jalus put his hand up before offering a more concrete solution. Then you'll have to settle for less. Drawing the attention of Infernus and the council, the mercenary captain continued. I know some lads that'll work without coin. Honor is their currency. They're a threat to my interests and a gift to yours. With no alternative, Infernus agreed. Take me to them. Jalus and his entourage led the Lord Volcanum to a great stable. Past shrieking demigryphs and a hissing hydra, they came upon a slumbering magma droth, its scales warming and cooling with every inhale and exhale. A scrappy Dwarden emerged from behind the beast, polishing a fire steel throwing axe. You need something, manling? The Dwarden asked. Jalus replied with a grin. Grandhelm Grimnir, I found some work for you.